Okay. So what we're looking at to start with is converting percentages to fractions and decimals. All right. So what they're saying here is the moment you see a percentage sign, it is the number over 100. And I explained this a little bit the other day. So what we've got is we've got 150 over 100. Straight away we put it over 100 because we've got this percentage sign. Let me go through one maybe that's not an example, which will make things a little bit easier for you maybe. Let's start here at 20%. So what they're asking is express the fraction in the simplest form. Now this is where you need to know, it's just going to have to wait. This is where you need to know your multiplication, all right, your times tables. If you don't, have your calculator alongside you. What's the first thing I'd do here, Trent? 20%. That's right. The moment I see the percentage sign and they're saying express as a fraction, I'm going to do 20 over 100. And then I've got to go back through my memory bank and say what numbers go into 20 as well as 100. Okay? And hopefully in green and blue, most of you will be able to identify that your 20 times table, goes into 20. If we divide that by 20, we must divide this by 20. 20 divided by 20, Georgie? 1. And 100 divided by 20, Georgie? 5. And so in its simplest form, 20%, in its fractional simplest form, 20% looks like 1/5. Okay? Sean, try and pay attention, please. So that'll go all right for here, won't it? 250, we just do 250 over 100. And then try and find what goes into 250 as well as 100. So it goes. And that goes all right through here. And then we come across this one, which is 12 and 1/2. Okay? When we get 12 and 1/2, we follow the same process. There's a percentage sign after it, and so it's 12 and 1/2 over 100. Okay? What we never want on this top line is we never want a decimal. Ever. We never want a decimal. There's going to be one here, there's going to be one here, there's going to be one here. We never want that decimal. The way we can get rid of that decimal, do you reckon, Harry, is what? How can we get rid of that decimal? We can't just go, oh, let's just erase it. What could we do, Garrett?
Times it.
Times it, absolutely. Times it by what?
100.
Garrett?
So, I don't know.
We have to times it by something.
Times by 2.
Why would we times by 2, Ryan? Then it equals a whole number. Absolutely. 1/2 times 2 is what?
1.
A whole, isn't it? One whole. Let's do 12 and 1/2 times 2. Okay. If we times that by 2, we've then got to times that by 2. Grab your calculators out, please. 12.5 times 2, Beth, is what? 25. Sorry, I think I'm boring you, Beth. You must understand this all right. Sorry about that. And Kayla, the bottom line, 200. We've now got whole numbers to play with. Okay? And we now go through the process of what number goes into 25 as well as 200. Jake, what's one number that might go into 25 plus as well as 200?
5.
5 is 1, absolutely. What's the biggest one, Taylor?
25.
25. You're right. You would have got there, Jake. It just would have taken you more steps, that's all. So again, see that what I do to the top, I do to the bottom. Okay? So that's that. And I'm hopeful that that explanation is reasonable for you to solve each one of them. This one here, however, expresses a decimal. We again go through a similar process. 44 over 100. Because it's 100 and it's got 2 zeros, I'm alright with you going on with stuff, Harry, but if you don't get this, it's going to be a problem. Okay? I'm alright with you not paying attention, but if you don't get this, it's going to be a problem. What do we do with the decimal places there, Jack? Okay. Woody? What do we do with the decimal place in 44? Because we're dividing by 100, what's a quick way of going about this? Trent? Well explained, yeah. There's 2 zeros here, so the decimal place that lives here on the 44 goes back 2 places. Alright? 0.44. That is expressing 44% as a decimal. It's 0.44. Same process here. 0.7. We want to get it into a whole number. Want to get it into a whole number, and so it goes. Just as we did up here. Okay, you've got to multiply it by something to get it into a whole number. But what you do to the top, you must do to the bottom. Okay? I think that sets you going fairly well. Can I explain that better to anyone? Shuffle your red cups now if you want me to explain it more, and then I can come straight to you while it's relatively fresh in your head.